All right, where do I stand personally on Russiagate? This was a question that I got in from Conrad Thompson. The question is, Kim, I have a question for you. I won't dress it up or lead the question. What are your thoughts on Russiagate? I think this is a very important question to ask anyone who brands themselves progressive. I hate to say litmus test, but it is. Okay, fair enough. Well, first of all, I think that absolutely Russia meddled in our election, for sure. I actually think Russia maybe did more than just spread propaganda and go around and spread fake news and all that kind of stuff. I think maybe Russia did a little bit more. But here's the thing. Everybody does this. Why wouldn't Russia do that? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they have tried to get in and meddle in our election in order to sway it in a direction that favors them a little bit more? They would like somebody in there that isn't such a warmonger. Obviously, that's what they want, because they want us to get out of certain areas of the world so that they can run their own business, so that they can dominate in their own way, so that they can care for their own people. Fair enough. We do it. We meddle in elections all the time. Russia is not the only one. China does it a lot. North Korea, all of them do it. So I don't think it's outlandish to think that Russia meddled in our election. I think that and like I said, I think they maybe did more because I think Russians are really sophisticated. I think they're quite brilliant. I think they understand that they could not win in an arms war, but they can in a cyber war. So I think that they have figured out, and they know when we're not looking, and they're crafty. And so I think they might have done, who knows how much they did. I don't know if we'll ever find out. But I do think, why wouldn't they have? The issue is that after the election, instead of saying, which to me should have been the response, rather than, oh, Russia's bad, we got to go after Russia. Like, how dare they meddle in our democracy when we're meddling with democracy all over the world? I mean, look what we're doing in Venezuela, right? I mean, it's super hypocritical. So rather than going after Russia and turning Russia into this huge enemy, what we should have said was, okay, we need to hunker down and fix our system. Like, maybe we need to go to paper ballots. Maybe we need to, there's a lot of things that we could do in order to combat maybe the ways that Russia might have meddled in our election. We should have looked inward, and instead we looked outward. We were like, it's Russia, it's Russia, it's Russia. And then it went crazy, right? And this is where I've never been on board with the collusion. I've never thought that Trump himself colluded with Russia. I don't even know what that would be like. How would you go about that? Is that some kind of Manchurian candidate? Like, so he was saying, I'm going to help you. I'm loyal to Russia, and so I'm going to go become the president and destroy America. I mean, that's what people are thinking. I think that's where they jumped the shark for me. They should have said, okay, we have evidence that Russia meddled in our election. We've got to safeguard our election process. We need to do more. We need to look at what we can do to make things stronger. C'est la vie, move on, and leave it at that. But then they went full on crazy and started saying, oh my gosh, everybody is a Russian. Everybody is swayed by Russians. And it doesn't even make sense, because Trump does do things against Russia. And then people say, oh yeah, but that's just a deterrent. That's just to make you think he's not really on the side of Russia. That's why he's doing it. I mean, the narratives get crazier and crazier and crazier. So I've never thought the guy colluded with Russia. I feel like he did whatever he could to win an election. I don't know if any of that was illegal. I think if some things he did were illegal, I don't think anything will be big enough for it to matter. I mean, you look at Bill Clinton, he committed perjury. He was impeached for it. Nothing happened. He's not the first. So I don't know. I mean, that part I think is a huge waste of taxpayer resources. Sure, I feel like, look, if Mueller wants to investigate, let him investigate. If people want, we should know. So sure. But everybody should shut up about it. Let the guy investigate. And when he's done with his report, show it to us. And then we'll see. And then that's that. So I don't think there was any harm in saying, let's look into it. I don't think there's any harm in saying, yeah, Russia meddled in our election and we should probably do things to safeguard it. But we just went overboard with the idea that we were wanting to get Trump out of, it just came down to desperation. It's just this people do not like him. They do not want him in office, and they're willing to go and create extreme narratives in order to get the guy out. And today everybody's waiting for these bombshells from Cohen, and I'm like, we were waiting for this from Stormy Daniels. Remember that? She was supposed to be the final nail in the coffin, and look how well that turned out. And here we are now, with Michael Cohen. So that part has gone crazy. I think that this whole narrative of wanting to overthrow him, and I did a video on this. I think it's really, really dangerous to go down this road and to try to impeach him. And I heard this on Fox. Sometimes I watch Fox. I like to hear and see what everybody says. So I think that's wise of all of us to kind of get all of the angles and all of the narratives. But I was watching Fox, and Greg Gutfeld, I think that's his name, he said, and this is what I keep thinking, he says, don't try to cheat the guy, beat the guy. And that's what needs to happen. People want to cheat him out of the presidency by impeaching him or getting him thrown in jail. And a better idea is to beat him in the 2020 election. Put up a good candidate. Actually put up somebody people want to vote for. That's how you get rid of them. If you don't like them, that's how you do it. But the whole Russiagate, on that level, I'm definitely not, I'm not for it. So I don't know if I passed your litmus test, but that is my honest feeling about the whole debacle. So there it is. If you have a question for me, you can email it in. You can go to my website, KimIverson.com. You can also tweet me, as this last viewer did, at Kim Iverson Show. Also, I do appreciate your support on Patreon. It does help me keep this show going. This is a new show. I launched it about 7 weeks ago, and it's going great. I love it. I'm so happy to be here talking to you guys and trying to tell the truth is best. Trying to bring a smidgen of sense to the nonsense that is going on in our political arena. So I do appreciate your support. And and be sure to subscribe. Hit the little box here, subscribe to the channel. And so guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me.